Hello, my name is Alicia Toscano, and I am here today to teach you a little bit about alerts and messaging and a couple of apps that you can download in order to help out if an emergency happens. Just a way to get on top of the game before something big happens. So, our objectives with today's class are going to be to understand the different messaging systems, determine which ones are important to you, and know where to find this information that I'm talking about and have a clear understanding of each application's functions. So, why are we learning about alerts and messaging? And the biggest reason is because before anything happens, a big earthquake, even a storm, nowadays we have so many ways of finding out that something's happening before it does. I mean, even on my Alexa at home, it will alert me that there's rain possibly in the forecast for the next day. But along with that, there are other apps that you can download for bigger emergencies, and it's always a good thing to know what those are and where to find them. So let's go over them real briefly. But first, I wanted to show you some statistics with one of the alert systems that we're most familiar with, and that's the Amber Alerts. So this is some stats from 2023. So we all know if a child goes missing or um, something happens, we all get those Amber Alerts. Sometimes they'll come on our phones really loud, letting us know that something's happened, and that's been a really great addition in helping find people and missing children very quickly. So that's just another success story. So the children that have been recovered due to Amber Alerts are over 1,000 right now. Amber Alert plans throughout the United States are 82, and then children that have actually been discovered by Amber Alerts, which are also called WEAs, which we'll go over, are 131. So just think if that was your family member or your loved one, that's just another thing or another way to find them by sending out this information to as many people as possible. So that's kind of what we're going to go over, these types of alert systems. So we're going to be going over FEMA. Um, these are a lot of acronyms: FEMA, WEAs, which are the Amber Alert that we just kind of went over, Code Red or backwards 911, and EAS. So don't worry, kind of break those down and go over those one by one. So, why is this information important again? Is it's taking a proactive approach to emergencies, and having the right notification process in place can help keep you informed and safe. Like I said, it just keeps you like one step ahead of the game. Standing outside, we can tell maybe a storm is coming, but with these systems, we know, hey, they're going to hit in at about this time. I know my Alexa will say between 3 p.m. and 11 a.m. the next day is when I can expect rain, and they can help us narrow that down. So let's jump into FEMA mobile app. So this is FEMA mobile app is an app that you are able to download on your phone. You can receive real-time alerts from the National Weather Service for up to 5 locations nationwide. So this app is really great because you will allow it to follow you. And so if I'm here in Cache Valley, but that's where I live, but I'm visiting St. George, it will give me updates to where my location is, as well as, ones from home. And so it can give up to 5 locations nationwide, or say we have kids going to school somewhere in another state and we want to know what's happening there. This is a great resource for knowing several locations versus just the one that you're at. It also shares real time notifications with loved ones through text, email, and social media. It's really great for teaching you emergency safety tips for 20 different types of disasters. So you can click on things like how to prepare for a flood, how to prepare for a fire, hurricane, snowstorms. It will give you lists and it's a great resource. You can locate emergency shelters. Maybe there's something set up at a church, or Red Cross is set up somewhere, and it will tell you where those are. Maybe you're missing loved ones, and you need to find out where you can go put their names in. So if they show up somewhere, you can find out that where they're located, and they can know that you're looking for them. And you can also talk to FEMA reps in person. So that is a great app. So here's how you can download it. You can download the FEMA app for your Android device. There's a link that I've attached here, or you can do it by texting Android 43362, which is for FEMA, and it will send you that link. And same for Apple, click on this link. You can download it by texting from your Apple phone 43362, which is for FEMA, and they will send you a link. And I'm telling you, this has just valuable resources. Like I said, as far as getting ahead of the game, what kind of things that you need to do should something happen, it's one I highly recommend. So let's now move into our wireless emergency alerts. So these are called WEAs. It's just a shorter acronym for a long word. So WEAs, these are short messages from authorized federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial public alerting authorities. So they can be broadcasted from cell towers to any WEA mobile device or targeted areas. And I've attached this link that will kind of go into more of that. But the way to think about wireless emergency alerts are the Amber Alerts that'll be put in through our local dispatching center, and it will go through a cell tower, and it will go to all of our phones. It'll come up across as an alert through a wireless device, and that way it gets the information out quickly and effectively to as many people as possible. So wireless emergency alerts are a great thing. And the way that I remember those are there's something that goes through cell towers, such as Amber Alerts. So now we'll move into backwards 911. There are other names for backwards 911 depending on where you're at. So let's kind of go over that, but just realize it could be worded different, and it could also change each year as far as what they call it. But so again, it's another one is called Code Red, and we now also we're working on some things called Code Blue for when the weather is cold. So Code Red is an emergency notification service that public safety can notify residents and businesses about emergencies. So it's capable of sending messages to specific neighborhoods or entire communities. So this one would be like you're located in Cache Valley, but you're located just in Smithfield. You'll receive specific alerts to that neighborhood. Another one that's good is to always be registered with what city you're in. I'm in Hyde Park, and I will get notifications if roads are going to be shut down. We've had a lot of roundabouts being made, a middle school being built. They'll let me know when they're pouring concrete, so you can kind of avoid that area. That's also another thing that you want to maybe check into if you're not already on there. But Code Red is used for severe weather situations, substantial utility outages, which you can also put in your phone number through your utility companies like Rocky Mountain Power, which will let you know when there is a power outage, let you know that they know about the power outage and how long it will be also. But Code Red is one of those that will help out with that. It also gives evacuation notices, missing or lost persons, fires, floods, major roadway issues, and significant criminal situations such as maybe perhaps school lockdowns and somebody outside with a gun or a knife, chemical spills or gas leaks. So all listed and unlisted residents and business phone numbers are included in Code Red, but Code Red is something that you do have to subscribe to. Back in the day, we all had landlines, and so a lot of times we would get a backwards 911 call to our home phones, which we call landlines, telling us that, a child is missing. So kind of like an Amber Alert, but instead they called it backwards 911 because instead of calling 911, 911 called you and told you to be on the alert for a missing child and would give you the description. So that is kind of backwards 911 code red. But like I said, nowadays we also can sign up through our cities for alerts. We could sign up for Rocky Mountain Power for utility alerts and things like that. So always be aware and check into that. A lot of that information is located on your bills. If you pay them by paper, um, you should get something telling you where you can enroll in those kinds of things. But it will also come if you pay through email, those kinds of things, pay online. You'll usually get emails that tell you, hey, sign up for opt into this so we can send you messages. So always check into that. Those are great resources as well as letting you know what's happening. So let's move on to the emergency alert system. Again, these are abbreviated and they're called EASs. So an EAS is a public warning that requires radio or TV broadcasters. It goes through cable TV, satellite, those kinds of things. And if you're older like me, you're going to remember our televisions doing that beep, beep, beep. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Um, if this was an emergency, it would be followed now by a description telling you what to do. That is what's called an EAS. So it's also where the president will provide information to people within 10 minutes during a national emergency. So there's a link here under EAS that you should be able to click. We'll also have this in the resources, but that will give you some idea of what the EASs are. I know that I went home the other day and they were doing one of those, so I know they still do them. And I assume that as long as you don't have cable, but you have the basic channels that are free, like 2, 4, 5, that you would still get an EAS on there should something happen and be able to sit and watch it from home. Just a lot of us before there were cell phones and stuff remember these very, very well. That noise and everything coming through our TVs. So images of an alert, an Amber Alert or an EAS would be that. What the first picture says Riverhead, New York, Amber Alert. It would list a license plate number or license plate out of New York. It's a gray Hyundai Santa Fe, and it will give the time, September 6th, 7:24. And then over there we have an EAS that would also come across the computer, which is just a monthly test that we get. I don't see those a whole lot, but Amber Alerts are one that we see quite a bit. Now we'll move on to radio, weather radio or NOAAs. One thing, I just went to a presentation and they had one of our national weather people there, and I was able to like the NOAA on Facebook, and I actually get notifications on my Facebook about any weather things happening. But let's move into this a little bit more. So it's a nationwide network of radio stations that broadcast continuous weather information. So you can go on the National Weather Service from any location, and it will just continually broadcast, what the weather's like, what's going on. I've attached a link here too. I'm sure this is a really valuable resource in places that experience hurricanes, knowing how close they are. Here in Utah, it would probably be snow. If we get big storms, it would probably tell us how many inches we were getting, that type of thing. But like I said, you can go on now with social media. You can go on and radio companies, especially NOAA and and get those right on your Facebook feed that tell you, Cache Valley has a big storm moving in, expect 1 to 3 inches, that kind of thing. So these are great. These are great things to have should all of our power be knocked out, but maybe you have a radio with some batteries and you're able to listen to weather reports if something were to happen here. Just another way to keep on top of it, because once cell towers are down or our televisions aren't working, this would be a great resource to move to, which we go into having radios and extra batteries in some of our other videos, but that's just a reminder to maybe have in your location like a little radio that can pick up stations like this with backup batteries, so that you're able to get forecast if nothing else. Would be really helpful. So that was just a quick overview. I included links again, like I said, so make sure that you click on those links, learn more about it, find out what ones you think would be good for you, try them out. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on our email, which is roadmap@brhd.org. And we would be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or if there's anything you think that we should add to this video, we're always happy to get your feedback. And so please let us know if there's anything we missed. And thank you for listening. I hope that you learned something new today and you'll find something that will be useful to you and maybe hopefully never have to use it. But if so, it will leave you that much more prepared. So thank you for your time and have a great day.